Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Ray Lugo, and I will be interviewing him today. This is a student athlete broadcasting network. So, can you tell me who your favorite male wrestler is of all time?
Favorite male wrestler of all time would have to be Alexander Karelin. He was a three-time Olympic champ, 12-time European champ, I believe a 9-time world champ. Went undefeated most of his career, ended his record with like 880 something wins, only 2 losses. Only was defeated in the Olympics once by Roland Gardner. Just an overall outstanding wrestler.
Okay, that's very cool. Have you ever been to a wrestling event such as WWE, NXT?
I did once when I was a small child. It was like maybe like 7 or 8. Wasn't really I wasn't really a fan of it back then. I didn't wrestle back then either, but I'm more into the more real, less scripted kind of wrestling and MMA fighting.
Okay. What made you get into wrestling?
Well, my dad was really into MMA when I first thought about even wrestling, and before that, I had never really been good at any sports. I tried a bunch of them. The only sports I ended up being good at were combat sports, like Taekwondo. I tried boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, but I knew that MMA was really a lot about grappling, and wrestling was all grappling. And the best MMA fighters, best UFC fighters started with wrestling, and then wrestled in high school, wrestled in college, and then eventually fought in MMA. So a little part of me wanted to make them proud, win some medals. So I decided to do wrestling to eventually become an MMA fighter, and I just fell in love with the sport.
Okay. Do you have a favorite pinning move?
Favorite pinning move probably have to be in Iowa or a cow catcher, whereas you put the arm directly under the opponent's neck, put a hand under his arm, through around the back. You're turning, running this way, cranking on his neck, eventually throwing him with your hip over to his back and pinning him.
Okay. What has been your worst injury while wrestling?
Worst injury while wrestling, some people would say it's concussions. I haven't had serious concussions like blackout, throwing out concussions, but I have had some pretty bad ankle injuries that still bother me to this day. I have a nagging shoulder injury right now, but nothing really too serious.
Can you tell me about one of your coolest experiences at Penn?
My coolest experience at Penn, all out, would have to be first day I was here, my freshman year. I'm now a sophomore. My freshman year move-in day, we had like all these like tables set up in between the union and the pack, and there was like food, and everyone was there. All the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, everyone was mingling, talking. And that was my first college experience, and it was just a really pleasant, wholesome experience that sadly we didn't get to have this year due to COVID.
Yeah. So what's something you wish to learn or do better at?
Something I would wish to learn and do better at would, I would love to learn a new language like German or Russian, even Portuguese, but really what I'm really passionate about is mixed martial arts. So if I were to perfect and learn any other martial arts, that would be great. I'm probably gonna end up spending the rest of my life when I'm done with college learning new martial arts.
Okay. So what's your favorite place on earth?
Favorite place on earth will have to be home. Miami, Florida's home for me. I love the food, the atmosphere, the sun, the fun, like the beaches. It's just a beautiful place to live.
Okay.
Oh, no doubt.
So if your life was a movie, what would it be called?
Probably the Ray Lugo story. I feel like it would be one of those typical, kid that gets bullied a lot, eventually finds out that he's in fact good at something, and he pursues that and dedicates his life to that, and eventually triumphs and succeeds. Obviously a lot of roadblocks in the way, but I feel like that would be my story.
Okay. Is there something specific you do when you're bored?
I don't really have a lot of time to be bored, to be honest with you, but wish I did. Thanks, Coach Scott, for that. Just YouTube, man. Like, I'm on YouTube all the time. Reddit too, I guess. Just trying to learn about different topics. Usually on YouTube about watching Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, and a bunch of history, politics, and stuff. That's what I'm really into when it comes to YouTube.
Okay. How did you find out about Penn?
How did I find out about Penn?
Yeah.
Well, I had a teammate, well, not a teammate, a friend of mine who was on actually a rival team. He let me know, he told me about Penn, and then he told Coach Scott about me.
Oh, wow.
And Coach Scott contacted me a little bit before the state tournament, sent him a bunch of my highlight tapes. He found that I placed third in the state, that I kept wrestling. I kept getting him informed before I signed. Sent him videos every week of me competing in the off season. Liked what he saw, gave me a scholarship. I accepted, and I committed to the University of William Penn.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food, like type of food or specific meal?
Type of food is fine.
Type of food? That's tough. I know everyone at home's gonna hate this because I'm Cuban, but it's gonna be Greek food.
Okay.
Greek food. I go hard for Greek food. Like Greek food's amazing. I can live on Greek food the rest of my life.
Okay.
Every single day.
If you could go back in time to a specific year, which year would it be?
Probably 2018 was really fun. 2019, I'd probably, I'd have to say 2019. Yeah, 2019. The end of my senior year, which was my best year, like in wrestling, and the beginning of my college career, which was great. My summer, which was my last summer being a wrestler, and having that whole time just to like chill out and have fun. Probably 2019 was probably my favorite year.
Okay. Who's your role model in life?
My role model in life would have to be my father.
Okay.
Some of my coaches, like my first coach, Joe Perez. Aaron Scott is definitely a role model of mine. My mom, who struggled a lot when I was growing up, so that I could have everything and all the opportunities that I could have today.
Okay.
So I have quite a few role models.
What do you do to get in the zone?
This is gonna be kind of weird to the people that do not play or perform in any combat sports, but I do slap myself up before matches. It's pretty comical to people that watch me and that are on my team. They know I slap myself up before matches, sometimes even before live goes. In the practice room, I'll slap myself up to get ready if I feel like I need to get some adrenaline flowing.
Okay. Is there anyone you want to shout out?
My mom, my dad, Coach Scott, my whole family, my teammates. You guys know I love you, and wish for the best.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Ray.
All right.